I know what you're here for. This here is another viewer's dirty gaming PC. It's extremely dusty, it's very gross, and it's definitely in need of a deep cleaning. It has been a while since we've published one of these, and I know you guys love the PCDC videos, so I apologize for that, but I have been giving a bit more emphasis to the Fix or Flop playlist lately because, let's be honest, a broken system is totally unusable, right? I mean, if you can't get a post or your system's just flat out not powering on, you just got a heavy paperweight, and that kind of sucks. You either have to fork out money to send it to Geek Squad or some repair shop, and you know, even then it could take several days to remedy the issue. Whereas if your system is just dirty, like this one here, and it's quite dirty, right? I mean, this is something that needs to be addressed immediately. It is still otherwise fully functional, let's be honest. So at the end of the day, which one needs the more immediate attention? It's gonna be the one that's broken. That's why I've been emphasizing the Fix or Flop playlist. Another reason why you've seen less of these lately is because a lot of the submissions we've been receiving lately are for builds that are just not very dirty. My wife goes through pretty much all the emails that you guys send, and most of the builds, she shows me pictures of them. She's like, do you want to clean this? And I look at it and I'm just like, this isn't dirty. Like, it might have just very light surface dust, but like that's not worth it. So I feel like people are kind of fishing for either the attention or they want free hardware or whatever. But look, if your system doesn't look like this or worse, don't waste your time, because that ultimately wastes our time as well. We're either not gonna respond to you or we'll tell you flat out that it's just not dirty enough. It's not worthy of a deep cleaning, and that's what this playlist is called, PCDC, Personal Computer Deep Cleaning. This system is definitely in need of that, but if your system looks a lot cleaner than this, then it just doesn't make much sense to devote that much time, and it's just very labor intensive for something that's not very dirty, right? So that's why we filter those submissions out the way we do. Anyway, that small rant aside, this one definitely needs a deep cleaning, and that's why it is in this video. I hope you guys are ready. Stay with me. Corsair's latest full tower offerings in the 7000X and 7000D Airflow are ready for your most ambitious builds, boasting plenty of cooling potential and hardware support. Fit up to 3 radiators simultaneously with front and side mounts, comfortably supporting, get this, up to 480mm variants. Modern I/O, ample cable management space, fan hub, the 7000 series from Corsair has it all. You can learn more about it via the link below. Now, for those who are new to this playlist, the gist of what we do here, we reach out to those who watch the channel in and around the Orlando, Florida area and ask them if we can clean their systems for free. We meet up with them, pick up their rig, film a video of us cleaning. If you've seen previous ones, it's pretty much how all of this goes over and over, and we can usually return it to them within 3 or 4 days. Again, we do not charge a dime so long as they're okay with us filming the process, and we can monetize these videos, so that's how we make our money. We don't need to pass that on to our viewers who are gracious enough to loan us their rigs for a few days. Now, this rig specifications are a bit on the old side. We've got an AMD FX 6300 in here, paired with what I would assume to be an AM3 or AM3 Plus gigabyte motherboard. RX 560 is the graphics card, and that's good for 720p light 1080p gameplay. A bit old, but still better than most integrated graphics out there. So nice that you have this great card. This is a Channelwell Tech 80 Plus bronze power supply. It's non-modular, but I again think we can reuse this. We have 2 storage drives, one 3.5-inch hard disk drive and one 2.5-inch SATA drive, and we've got an optical drive bay up front, 2 intake fans at the top, which is kind of odd, and then we've got 1 exhaust at the rear. The case, I have no idea what case this is. I didn't even pay attention to the logo up front. I'm sure many of you know what case this is though. I was finding a few comments from folks who have been around quite a while, and I don't mean to offend there, you're just more seasoned gamers, right? You've been gaming on PC since the early 2000s or late 90s, back when cases like these were much more mainstream, and you can always tell by the inclusion of optical drive bay support. I mean, like, if a case has that, it's either very cheap in 2021 or it is quite old. But they'll say things like, oh, airflow was so good in this thing, or maybe, that case was overpriced back in the days. That insight's always cool to see, so I'm sure someone in the comments will let me know what this is and if I'm missing out on anything. Now, my cleaning gear is pretty straightforward. I have shop towels here. These are great at absorbing pretty much anything, any oil, fluid. A lot of mechanics like to use these, and so do I. We've got 99.9% medical grade isopropyl alcohol. Anything above 90% is usually fine. You could go as low as 70%, but sometimes you find impurities and things in the 70% stuff. There's more water in that. I've got Q-tips here for precision cleaning. Can't go wrong with these. I've got a Swiffer duster, which I still don't know why I have this. I mean, I don't use it too much, but I have it just in case. I've got nitro gloves. These are a bit small. See, they're a bit small for my hands. So maybe go for the mediums or the larges if you're a decent sized dude. And then we've got, my electric duster. This thing's a bomb. It's not super powerful. I mean, look, compressed air, right, and from an air compressor will be a lot stronger than this, but what really saves the day in the case of this thing here is the fact that you've got these anti-static little bristles, and you can really do some decent scrubbing on some boards with this. So this has been a lifesaver as of late, and it beats paying 10 bucks a can for compressed air that I'm ultimately just going to be disposing of. It's a bit wasteful for the environment, and yeah, the electric duster is just the icing on the cake. And with that, it's finally time to start deep cleaning this thing. I hope you enjoy the process. Ready? Here we go. And now that we moved on to day 2, everything has been thoroughly disassembled and cleaned. I think now's a great opportunity to introduce you guys to the Be Quiet Dark Rock Top Floe 2. So this is the second fairly large Top Floe style cooler Be Quiet has designed. They have smaller top style coolers, but this one here is the beefcake. It's got a 230 watt TDP and it fits old systems as well as new ones, all the way back to AM3 Plus, which is perfect for our viewers' rig. This thing comes with two 135mm Silent Wings fans, which, as the name suggests, means these run extra quiet under load. Be quiet, quiet. I'm starting to understand that there's a relationship now between this company and Silent Products. Look, these are some of the best fans on the market, period. They're not paying me to say this specific part right here. They don't know that I'm saying this. Well, they will when they watch the video. But one of the reasons why I'm so thrilled to be partnering with Be Quiet in the series is the fact that they do actually make really, really good products. I think these are some of the best fans on the market. It's why I've used them in so many of my builds in the past. Just go check them out. The proof is in the pudding. And I'm happy to be able to pass on these savings to viewer systems as well. Now, it might not make a lot of sense at this point to pair a 230 watt, rather beefy cooler with an AMD FX 6300 from several years ago. The idea is that he can take this and migrate it to another platform if he decides to upgrade in the future. So you get AM3 Plus support in this, yes, but also AM4 support, of course, LGA 2011, LGA 1150X, LGA 1200, whatever socket Intel is going to next, who knows. The support is baked into the Top Floe 2, which is great. So with that, we're gonna be reassembling everything, of course, but the only thing you'll see changed, apart from the fact that everything's now clean and gonna be, I would say, probably better cable managed than it was when it came in here, is this cooler. So with that, are we ready? Here we go. Right, now it is time to confirm that it still posts. We want to make sure that the system is working when we give it back to our customer, even though our customer isn't really paying us. My neighbor decided to start mowing literally right now, but I'm gonna keep going. So we need to power the system on, and the power button is on top here. Okay, clipping, I think we fixed that now. It was actually one of the exhaust fans I had set up here. I had to flip the fans back around the way that the owner originally had them. I tend to have these set to exhaust. Problem is, the way that I've got them now, which is the way they were originally, these fans are intaking air, and there's no dust filter at the top of this case. So you're kind of like asking for dust buildup over time, which is probably why the system got so dirty to begin with. But it was kind of a catch-22 because, to be honest, if I had these, if I had kept these the way that I wanted to keep them, which was exhaust, then we'd have 3 exhaust fans and 1 intake fan, which sets up a negative pressure profile in your case, which means we'd probably get dust coming in from these rear PCI slot covers and any other crevice that dust can find its way in into the chassis. So, it's one of those damned if you do, damned if you don't type things. And I think this case is just more or less doomed from the start because, for one, it's so old and the construction really wasn't taking into account that dust buildup. So I think we fixed it. I think it'll work now, but again, dust long term, it's probably not going to be ideal the way it is now. There's not much more I can do though without the viewer upgrading his case. So we're not getting any more clipping, which is good. Okay, we have a post. Well, that's good stuff. It's one of the things I wanted to check here. I still have to clean this off as it's not totally cleaned yet. But yeah, it looks like it is trying to boot into the boot drive, which is a good sign. So I hope you thoroughly enjoyed watching the system being deep cleaned. Again, this is like therapy for me, folks, being able to play such an integral role in reviving this hardware, especially in 2021 when it really counts. Things like graphics cards are so difficult to get a hold of. Brand new cards are selling even now for double what they should be, double MSRP. So being able to stretch the lifespan of these older components like this RX 560 and even this FX 6300 when you're on a tight budget can go a long way. Keeping them clean is really half the battle. Now, I've said this before, unless you're like some kind of cleaning freak and you want your system to get super dirty so that you can deep clean it like we've done here in this video, you'll want to dust your system, I would say every 2 to 3 months, depending on your environment. If you're opening your windows all the time or your room is especially dirty and musty, then you might need to dust it every maybe month or so. But if you dust it frequently, then you won't need to deep clean. And I can tell you that dusting with just a can of air, an air compressor, or an electric duster like mine, it takes just a few minutes, right? Whereas this full disassembly and full-on deep cleaning took 2 full days. I mean, literally. I mean, I'm filming, so that adds a bit of time to it, but all in all, if I had to just like ballpark the amount of labor that goes into something like this, I would say it's probably 12 hours plus, maybe 8 to 12 hours. More than that, depending on the number of fans in the system. The fans take a very long time to clean. If you are reusing the case, that's going to take a good while to clean, which is why I usually just resort to spraying it with water, because water tends to be a bit more aggressive when it comes to the grime that a lot of these cases tend to have that make their way into the studio. So hopefully this viewer going forward dusts his system frequently so that we don't need to deep clean it again. I would like to not see this thing show up in a future video in this playlist. With that, if you're interested in any of the cleaning gear we use to take care of this system, check it all out via the links below. You can see it says cleaning gear or my cleaning gear. Under that will be all the stuff that I just showed you in this video. I also got some of my troubleshooting gear down there as well if you're interested in troubleshooting, trying to help your friends out if they have systems that are broken or defective or what have you. Some of that troubleshooting gear might come in handy, as might a soldering iron and a few other things. You want to get like really into it, but just troubleshooting in general. It's nice to have like a portable monitor. So I have that Pixio monitor that I use. I'll have that link below as well. It never hurts to have something like that because it's very quick to plug in versus lugging around a very heavy monitor. Even if it has an integrated AC adapter, it's still kind of a pain to lug that thing around. The small monitor here, you could literally pack in your backpack and you wouldn't even know it was in there. It's so thin. It's thinner than most laptops. So this I will have linked below. I forget the model name. It's like PX177 or something like that. I will have it linked below. So I've had many people asking about this, which is why I figured I would go ahead and throw it into the video. But yeah, this thing is really nice. I use it for all of my fix or flop videos. and all of my cleaning videos as well. So with that, if you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to let me know by giving this one a thumbs up. I would appreciate that. I'm not sure how much faster I could possibly say that without totally slurring my words. If you guys haven't subscribed already, get subscribed. What are you doing? Videos like these are being published all the time on this channel, and be sure to engage in the comment section below. Also, I want to thank those of you who watch frequently these far into these videos. I know that this part gets rather redundant, but I do want to take a minute to thank those of you who watch this far into it, because that does help engagement, it helps retention, and that helps the longevity, the number of times YouTube recommends the video. Even if you have ad blocker enabled, that still helps. So thank you very much for that support. Just watching the video, if you're watching it on TV or on your phone or on your computer, what have you. Heck, some of you are watching in your Teslas. That's freaking cool. If you're watching in your Tesla, be sure to tweet me. I'd appreciate pics of you guys watching that. That'd be so cool, just to see like a video of ours on the screen of a Tesla Model 3 or something. It's just crazy to think that you can do that in cars nowadays. Anyway, off topic. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. My name is Greg. Thanks for cleaning a system with me.